Hello everybody, welcome back to our today's CKA lab. We're going to play with label selectors today. To do this, we need access to a Kubernetes cluster, which we do. This is my Minikube. Okay, get nodes, for example, just to show you that I have a cluster running, Minikube. We're going to do, first we're going to run 3 pods, one with nginx, one with HTTPD, one with WordPress, and then we're going to give them labels, and then we're going to run a replica set that uses only one of those labels, and because we're going to give it one replica, that should match up, and then we will make sure that the replica set actually has one pod running. The one that we're going to use for that is HTTPD. So first, let's create those pods. But because we want to label them, I don't want to type 2 commands to do this. I want to label them as I create them. The best way to do this is to just look for examples from Kubernetes itself online. No worries. You're going to have this during the exam anyway. So we want an example with a label. nginx labels. Here you go. So kubectl run image blah blah blah, those things. All right. So that's one of our examples. We're not going to do word for word. So K is short for kubectl run. First one is nginx, and the image is nginx, and labels equals type equals nginx. That's going to be our label of the pod. So that should work. Let's do get pods, and it's continued creating state. Still, that's running. Now, if I do minus O wide, I should get to see the labels, or not. Oh, I know what to do. Dash show labels. All right, so here's our pod, and the label is this. So we're just going to run the same thing. This time we're going to do it HTTPD, and type equals HTTPD, and we're going to use HTTPD image for this particular pod. That should, don't want to give the wrong name. Say HTTPD. All right, if I now do get pod show labels, HTTP is running. It took lots quicker to get it up and running. 4 seconds ago, it has the right labels. That's good. Next thing we want to do is run WordPress, and the image is also called WordPress. All right, WordPress. So that should do the trick for running a WordPress pod. Run that. It's created and continue creating, and it's running. So we have our 3 pods: HTTPD, nginx, and WordPress. All right, and they all have the labels that we need. Now we're going to create a replica set that uses type equals HTTPD as the selector. So we're going to go to Kubernetes website real fast, go to documentation, search for replica set, and I'm literally going to copy paste the example they have. And I don't think you can see that, but you will see that when I'm putting the YAML together. So let's just do rs.yaml. Actually, I already have this here, so that's good. So this is basically word for word copy of what's on Kubernetes.o documentation for replica sets. So first thing I'm going to do, get rid of all the empty lines so it's more readable. While I'm doing this, I know we're going to have only one replica, so we're going to do that. One replica. Don't need any extra spaces like that because that makes it hard to read. All right, now in this one, match labels. So we're going to say type equals We're just going to say HTTPD, because that's what it's going to use to match up with the running pods. This one doesn't matter so much. Containers, we're not going to have PHP and all that. We're just going to say, again, name is HTTPD. It doesn't have to be that, but we'll just keep it the same. Image, HTTPD. The way it's different is this. So if it finds a pod already running with this label, right, it's not going to do anything. It's going to assume our desired state is the same as the actual state, nothing to do. If it doesn't find one, it's going to run a pod with containers with this image. So that's how it's going to always keep desired state and the running state the same. All right, and I don't like this front end. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's okay. So we're gonna apply that. rs.yaml. Ooh, I made a typo. Invalid value. It's good. It's good troubleshooting. Front is invalid. Replica spec template metadata labeled invalid value map. Front end doesn't match. Oh, I guess they have to match. All right. So this has to be. Is that what it's complaining about? Let's see. Make sure. Under spec template metadata. All right. Under spec template. Oh, this has to match. All right. So that's good to know. We're going to say type equals HTTPD. Now let's give it a shot. Okay. Now let's see if it's running. Look at that. It's desired 1, current 1. And if I describe the replica set called front end, we should see that the selector is type equals HTTPD. That's how it matches the pods. If we kill the pod, let's kill the pod just for extra credit, I guess. If k get pod, k delete pod HTTPD. This is extra. We didn't ask for that in the lab, but we kill that. And now if we do kget rs, it's still running. All right. So let's see the age of the pod. HTTPD. The pod is not running. What's going on with that front? Oh. This is wonderful. So the pod that we had running, the name doesn't matter. Label matters, right? So that we killed by hand. It created a whole new pod 12 seconds ago. Because the name doesn't matter, it gave it a random name. Front end is the name of our replica set. It added some random alphanumerics, and it created the pod from HTTP image. We can prove that by saying describe pod. That we should see that pod is running out of HTTPD. A lot of outputs here. Oh, there you go. Pulling image HTTPD. So because we killed it, replica set must match desired state. It created a whole new pod based on the templates. All right. So if we look at the requirements now, we have the 3 pods with the labels. We have a replica set with just on one replica, selects pod based on the label type equal HTTPD. We have that. And we have 1 pod running. So that completes this lab. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Really helps me with YouTube's algorithm, and I'll see you in the next CKA lab.